Hey there, I'm Ben Delahaye, and I'm doing a short documentary here with my friend Michael on game design, the creative process, and what it means to be creative. Michael, tell us a bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Michael. I'm a senior computer game development student here at Mason.
Michael, what are you working on right now here at Mason?
So right now I'm working on my senior game capstone project, which is a 2-semester group project where we get assigned to make a game. Any game, open-ended, as long as it's complete at the end.
All right, Michael, what game are you currently working on?
So I'm currently creating Undying Garden, which is a hunting action game set in a fantasy world of primitive technology, endless swamps, and giant monstrous invertebrates.
That sounds really interesting. Where did you come up with the idea for that?
So I wouldn't consider myself the sort of traditional image of a creative person who can just sit down with a blank project and come up with something like that. In my case, I just draw inspiration from random things, sort of fully formed, and have to whittle them down from there. In this case, I was watching a video on Earth's prehistory, the Carboniferous period specifically, which was a time when oxygen in the atmosphere swelled and caused invertebrates like insects to grow massive and caused the Earth to be full of swamps and dying trees, which I just thought was really cool.
Awesome. What is your favorite thing about the game so far?
My favorite thing about the game so far has been the process, I think, of taking this idea, which I did not conceive for the Capstone project or any game in particular. It was very nebulous, very formless, and whittling it down to just the elements that would work in a game that I can make with a few people in a few months. So I had to cut out a lot of what I loved about it and build it back up in a process I would consider less creative and more iterative and problem solving. Taking these elements that I like and turning them into things that make for an interesting game.
Awesome. Do you consider yourself at a disadvantage for not being a traditionally creative person within your field?
Sometimes I definitely feel like I'm at a disadvantage or feel bad that I can't create in the same way that some other people can. But I remember that I do have the strength of being able to iterate on other ideas, my ideas or somebody else's, and turn those into strong ideas that focus on just what makes them interesting. And I have to remind myself a lot of times that there is a wealth of precedent, other games, other people who came before me have made that I can draw on. Not to rip off, but to take what makes those interesting and work them into what makes my own creations interesting.
Okay, last question, Michael. What advice would you give to people like you that are maybe doubting themselves when they can't come up with a masterpiece on the spot?
I think the main thing that I remind myself is that most people don't work that way and they get along fine. They still create amazing things. That they're, like I said, whatever field of creation and art you're in, there's a wealth of people just like you who have come before you and made amazing things that you can draw on. It doesn't even have to be your own field of art. You can draw on movies and books and games, no matter what you make. Just find what appeals to you and work on that until it's something your own.
All right, thank you so much, Michael. I'm sure that'll help a lot of people. Thank you for your time, and I can't wait to play your game.
Thank you, Ben.